Are you an MSP struggling to get leads from your content? Well, in this video, we are going to be fixing that. We're going to be covering what you need to do and ultimately how to get people to see your stuff and then say, hey, you know what? Here's my information. Maybe I want to learn more and all of that. So we are going to dissect that, go through it, what you can do right, what are people doing wrong, so that way you can take this information and truly execute the way you want to online. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether it's sales training, marketing training, or even some business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention, just head over to growth-generators.com. If you want to take your MSP to the next level, we do have a program for that. It's called our MSP Heroes program. It's our all-inclusive membership. We have a bunch of other stuff too, from free resources, blog, a free Discord, YouTube, podcast, and so much more. And by the way, if there's any resources that you're looking to grow or you need to grow your MSP, you could go grab a blog post template, an SEO checklist, and I am going to be mentioning, just as a little spoiler, a buyer persona. But there's a ton of free stuff in here. Feel free to come grab it, growth-generators.com/resources. So let's talk about your content, right? Hopefully, if you're watching this video, you're making content and you're probably a little frustrated that your content isn't quite connecting, right? We're not attracting your dream customers. And there's probably something wrong there because it stinks. You make a lot of content, you work really, really hard, and you're not quite getting the traction that you want to get. Truth be told, I was there at one point and it is brutal. But there's a reason that this is happening. And I'm going to be covering that in this video. But first, we have to start with the most important thing. And this is who we are actually targeting. I cannot even begin to tell you how many times I talk to experienced MSPs and new MSPs. And I say, who is your dream customer or dream customers? You can have more than one. And they don't know. They don't know who it is. They can't put pen to paper or keyboard to Word doc. We'll go with that one. But we offer a completely free buyer persona here, and you can go grab it. I think it's all the way at the bottom. Let's see here, and that should be loading. So that's something I have to fix. We do these things in real time. But there is a buyer persona inside the free area. I highly recommend going and grabbing it. It's called the MSP IT buyer persona. And there's 2 pages for it. You want to start defining who your dream customer is. And even if you have multiple, you want to fill this out for multiple people. Now, there are 2 pages. I'm just going to cover a little bit of the first page here. But I implore you to spend a little time going through this. The demographics, the psychographics, any behaviors and habits they actually have. Because even if you decide, hey, I want to go hire a marketing company, I need to hire a marketing person, if you can't clearly define who you want to work with and who you would love to pay you money every single month, there's no way that the content is ever going to work. Unfortunately, right? You don't know how to craft messaging for them. You don't understand their pain points, whether it's cybersecurity risks, downtime, and even worse, who are you actually trying to attract? Is it small to medium business owners? Is it IT managers, law firms, healthcare businesses? The list goes on and on and on. But if you don't know who you're actually going after, then everything else becomes a lot harder. Hear me out really quick, right? Let's say you sold x-ray machines for your head, right? Specifically your jaw. And you were like, hey, I made this really cool x-ray machine. It just takes a photo of your jaw, for example. Well, in this case, I painted a pretty clear picture, but you would go sell that to dentists, right? And maybe orthodontists. You wouldn't go sell it to, I don't know, an artist or an accountant, right? That wouldn't make any sense. They don't need that type of thing. You realize how what you actually have and who you're going for have to actually match. Now, your MSP can help a bunch of different people. And that's also why I mentioned, if you want to, go through multiple IT/buyer personas, because you can fill this out for every type of dream customer you have. But you have to make content for every single one of your actual dream customers. Now, let's talk about content that works for MSPs, because this is a highly debated topic. Once you know who you're actually going after, we now have to have a couple things fall in line behind that, right? And there's a couple different types of content that you can make. It doesn't have to be video content like this is, but it could be blog posts. Make sure they're SEO friendly, answering client questions that you might get on a regular basis, maybe a little FAQ in there, some case studies, things that your dream customer would find interesting. Currently, at the time of making this, Windows 10 going end of life is pretty hot, right? That's a huge, huge thing that's going to be happening. And there's so many other things that are happening in every different industry. Depending on what industry your dream customer is in, there's probably something happening there, and you can capitalize on it by creating blog posts that educate your dream customers. And well written, well thought out, and thorough blogs happen to do really good on Google. And if you can rank number one on Google or even on the first page, the likelihood of getting customers goes way up. Number two is videos. I love videos. Clearly, I make about 5 YouTube videos a week, Monday through Friday, typically released at 7 a.m., unless I oversleep or I didn't get a chance to make it the night before. Truth be told, I am human, right? Explainer videos, teaching people, explaining how things work, why it's important. You can make those videos on social media, which I'm going to be touching on next. You could also get customer testimonials on video, behind the scenes. I don't think MSPs realize we work in the coolest places. Now, granted, sometimes you might not be able to get certain video content if a customer asks you, hey, don't show that or anything like that. But we're constantly in server racks and server rooms. That's cool stuff. Regardless of who it is, good cabling and neatly organized machines, right, are something appealing to just about everybody. It's important to see that, right? Also, videos is social media content. It doesn't have to be all videos. It could be static images as well. But LinkedIn is huge. You can post videos that help prove that you are a thought leader in the industry. You could also post more behind the scenes content on LinkedIn or other platforms. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, the list goes on and on. Also, it depends on where your dream customer is. If your dream customer is on Facebook, well, spoiler alert, you're going to have to be posting on Facebook. But if your dream customer is on LinkedIn, well, LinkedIn's probably the right spot. And if you are an MSP that's looking to do more remote work, right, managing businesses that are fully remote, believe it or not, TikTok might be a great option for you as well. And use short form video. I am a sucker for long-term video. Truly, I like giving tons and tons and tons of value. But if you're not comfortable with doing a 15, 20-minute video, you could use short form video as well. It's fine. Just make sure you're used to doing short form video. I would struggle with it, truthfully. I like long format. I like going deep. I like explaining everything. And I like it to be easy for people to consume. There's tons of other people, my wife included, who love short format content. So exploit that and use that. Not in a bad way, but if there's people that want it, make that, truly. You have to make lead magnets. Now, lead magnets I've talked about in a previous video just recently, but those lead magnets are really important. People are going to engage with your content, blog posts, videos, social media content, whatever it might be. If you don't get their contact information, you can make the best content in the world. You're not going to grow your business. You have to be able to get people to give you contact information. Spoiler alert, right? My MSP buyer persona that you guys absolutely love, and my truly most successful MSPs I talk to have a good buyer persona, but this is a lead magnet, right? If I go on here and I just search buyer persona, there it is, free buyer persona template, right? That's it right there. But if you go to grab it, it does ask for your contact information. I'm not going to harass you or anything like that, but it's your way of saying, hey, I'm a little bit interested in this. Maybe I have more to offer you to help you grow your MSP. That's the exact same thing your dream customers want. They want ebooks, checklists, free security assessments. The list goes on and on with lead magnets that truly work, webinars, demos, an explainer video on how things happen. These are huge for you, even guides. But you have to create them. And then when you're making the content, whether it's blogs, videos, social media content, right, even podcasts to a large degree, you refer back to those things. Not everyone's going to watch one YouTube video and say, take my money. Unfortunately, that's not reality, right? They have to trust you They have to learn to like you and ultimately, right, know, like, and trust. They're going to hopefully know you because they're watching your stuff. They're hopefully going to like it because you provided great value. And they're going to trust you because you keep providing great information and great tools such as those lead magnets. And then last but not least, wrapping it all together is after you get that contact information, we have to nurture those prospects with email marketing. Yes, you can send out physical mailing as well, but email marketing is undoubtedly the cheapest way to get in front of people. And if you're not leveraging that, you are absolutely throwing away tons and tons and tons of opportunities. Now, I'm going to cover a little bit more just so that way you can make content that truly has a chance at winning throughout this process. Do a little bit of SEO, search engine optimization, and find keywords. There's tons of tools out there from Ubersuggest, which I've pulled up hundreds of times on here, Google Keyword Planner, Google Trends, all of these. So you can find words and target words to go after. Structure your content correctly. If it's blogs, H1, H2, H3, meta descriptions, all of that. If it's video content, make sure you have a hook, an introduction, value, call to action. Like I'm going to ask you to hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell right now. Eh, eh, Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. But these are important things, right? And for local SEO, make sure you're leveraging Google My Business, backlinks, citations, and creating pages on your website that talk about the areas that you actually service. Now, after we've made all this content, right? We've worked super hard, we've made the content. We have to promote that content. The algorithm is only going to take you so far. Truly. I wish it was just going to make you insanely viral, but few of us are going to be insanely famous on the internet, myself included, right? It takes a lot of work, but you could leverage your website for a content hub, right? Where all your content goes or links out to helpful resources. You're going to leverage your social media to blast it out. Even if you made a video on LinkedIn, or YouTube, you could post on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, so on and so forth. Email campaigns should always incorporate your videos, driving people back to content that you make, knowing so people can know you, like you, and trust you. And if you want to take it one step further, leverage paid ads. Drive people, give them the content, pay to put that content in front of people, and then convert that content into leads. It's important. Don't forget, I can't even believe I have to say this, how many people forget to put a call to action. Now, I've already told you, go to growth-generators.com/resources. There's tons of resources there, but there has to be some kind of call to action in your content. Just by making content, if there's nothing that gets people to move one step further down the road, and there's only going to be a percentage of people that do, you're missing out on tons and tons of lead opportunities there. And that's going to crush your business. So leverage those things and follow up with your leads, whether it's email, phone calls, whatever you think is necessary to grow your MSP business. And last but not least, track all of this. Many tools can do this. I'm not going to dive super, super deep into this, but most tools can track to some degree or another your analytics, your data, so you can see, hey, are we making strides in the right direction or are we making strides in the wrong direction? And before we go too deep, how do we course correct? It's not a skill that you're going to pick up overnight. It takes months and dozens of practices to get it right. And it might even take you a long time to edit, regardless of if it's a blog, podcast, or a video. But doing great content opens up so many doors, including a nearly limitless amount of leads coming into your business. I remember, truthfully, when I first started the business, I thought getting leads was super hard. Fast forward, learning everything that I teach you guys, it's not that challenging, but it takes time. So if you're thinking about doing this, take the action now. If you're serious about growing your MSP, jump into MSP Heroes. I promise you're going to get a ton of value there. Plus, you get you get a lot of mentorship actually from me. But I want you to win in your MSP. Leverage great content because it's the easiest way to reach tons and tons and tons. Actually, I'll give a little side note of this if you've made it this far, because all my little golden nuggets are always at the end. I have a great friend of mine, a gentleman by the name of Ward. He's up on Long Island. He is a mortgage loan officer, right? Originator officer. I don't really know the difference, but he helps people with their mortgages, getting a mortgage for themselves. He's a great friend of mine. I've networked with him for forever. Just a true great person. And throughout the process, he's always looking for creative ways to get more leads and get more chances to go speak to people. So he's getting surgery, right? And not on the operating table, but pre-surgery, he's in this hospital gown and all of that. He is making a video talking about how he wants to help doctors and nurses, and he has his phone out and he's taking a video of himself about how he can help doctors and nurses get better rates or whatever it is to help them secure their mortgage. It was the funniest thing, and it's very creative. It got a ton of attention. That's truly a great way, and he put in calls to action, who he was trying to help, and if I knew somebody or you knew somebody that saw the post, to tag them or share it out so it could go even further. But those are the things, that's the creativity that it could take to reach the target audience. Now, will he? I'd almost certainly imagine he does. He does a really great job on social media and making these silly, quirky videos and leveraging the moment. So I encourage you, I'm going to be traveling this week. So I'm going to have a camera with me and I'm going to be making content and who knows where, but I promise you, you're going to have great content that hopefully brings us more leads and you more success in your MSP. Love the heck out of you guys as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.